Okay. අයිබෝවන් ළමයි. අද ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔන්න පළවෙනි physics English medium science physics part එක මේ seminar එකේ ඔයගලන්ට මුලින්ම පළවෙනියටම අද තමයි ඔයගලන්ට physics part එක උගන්වන්නේ. එතකොට දරුවනේ අද ඉඳන් ඔයගලන්ගේ ඔලවල් වෙනකම් මේ වෙනකම් මේ මාස 6 අපි මම දිගටම සෑම සිකුරාදාකම මේ වෙලාවට 7 ඉඳලා 9 වෙනකම් ඔයගලන්ට ඒ ෆිසික්ස් වලට අදාළ පාඩම් ටික short and sweet සේරම පාඩම් ටික ඔයගලන්ට කවර් වෙන විදියට short note විදියට හරි short note ඔයගලන්ට මම ඩිසයින් කරලා තියෙනවා. අර ඔයගලන්ටත් ඒවා ඔයගලන්ගේ විසින්ම ඔයගලන්ටත් ඒවා ඩිසයින් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. මම ඒකට ගයිඩ් කරනවා. හරි detail wise ගොඩාක් කරන්නේ නැහැ. ගානට ඒ අදාළ section wise section detail කරලා අදාළ කොටස විතරක්. exam එකට ඊට එහා දෙයක් එන්නේ නැහැ. exam එකේ එන ටික විතරක් හරියටම focus කරලා ඒ ටික කරන්නේ. briefly ටික දවසක් කරගෙන යනවා මුළු syllabus එකම. අද revision එකක් විදියට revise කරගෙන මම කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අන්තිම මාස 3 past papers ම කරලා theory ආපහු revise කරනවා. මේ physics part එක full cover වෙන්න ඔයගලන්ට physics එක ආයේ හොඳට උපරිමයටම right physics part එකේ 100% 100 ගන්න මම ලියනවා. හරි physics කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක science කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක ඔයගලන්ට තේරුම්යයි දිගටම අපිත් එක්ක හැමදාම රැඳිලා හිටියොත් හරි අපි එහෙනම් අද පටන් ගමු lesson එක. Science. Before I start the physics part, I will briefly explain about what is science. I already explained the lesson, the first day, the chemistry lesson, right? Today is my day, right? So there will be a newcomer to my class, right? So what is science? Right? We know there are so many subjects we have to learn under O levels, right? So science, maths, history, Sinhala, Buddhism, Tamil, right? And so many things, languages, some skills, right? Okay. So today I'm explaining about what is science, right? So science is not only the language or not only the subject, right? Not only the subject, but also it is explain about our surrounding nature, right? So science is the study. Science is the study of the physical and the natural world. Physical and natural world through the observation, right? So we study the world and the nature through the observation, right? I will give some examples for that. Right? Through the explanations, through the observations and experiments, right? We live in our suppose you are at home or you are at road or suppose you are at school, right? Or anywhere, right? You can see some you have to face some incidents, right? So we have to observe, we can see it, right? So we observe, and the scientific method, did you already know about what is scientific method, right? scientific method, there are some steps, including the scientific method. Observation, right? The scientific method start with the observation. So we feel it, something we want to apply the scientific method, we can feel it, right? So we can feel by eyes, by ears, by tongue, right? By skin, right? Like that. So observation. First, we observe something, right? As example, you observe in those days, right? You observe at the evening, right? There are some rainy clouds, right, in the sky, and you observe it. Then next, what is the next step? You assume some assumptions. You do some assumptions. If there are the heavy clouds around you, or if you can see that heavy clouds flowing, right, passing you and somewhere, or you can see some heavy clouds away from you, right? So you guess, you assume the rain will be fall down after 1 hour, 2 hours, or within 5 minutes, like that. And these are the assumptions, right? So then actually we have some experiments. Right? Some experiments in scientific method. Then finally we get some conclusion. So science is based on those steps: observations, assumptions, right? Experiments, and finally conclusions or theories. After the conclusions, it builds the theories, right? Or laws. You know, there are famous law of Isaac Newton, right? And the Newtons also, right? So Newton's first law, Newton's second law, Newton's third law, like that. Then that is a science. Right? So science is all around of us, right? In everywhere. And the science we can be categorized to major 3 parts: this physics, biology, and the chemistry. So the biological side of the science, right? If we look at some observations through the biological side, right, it can be categorized to the biological part, right? If we can observe, right, if our observations based on the atomic side, or right, the atomic way, right, is regarding to the atomic side, the atom. So at that moment we can categorize that kind of observation to the chemistry part. In the physics is the physical things. You can see the physical things, right? Actually, the word the physics is denoted by The word physics is denoted. It's a Greek word, right? The meaning is nature. The meaning of physics is a nature, right? So we are going to study through the physics about the phenomena that occur in the nature. Okay. So it's a very beautiful subject, physics. So if we suppose the science is the ocean, right? You have to learn in the O levels the science, the theory of science. You take the water drop, right, to your hand, right? You have to learn such type of theory parts under science. In physics. So physics is the, I defined earlier, physics is the meaning of the nature, right? So we can explain the phenomena of that occur in the nature by using the physics theories. And if you want to explain further, right, the theory parts, we have to use the mathematics, right? So the language of nature is physics, right? The language of nature is physics, right? So language of physics is mathematics, right? So don't be afraid. I cannot. So I'm hard. I'm weak in maths. So then physics may be hard to be. No, right? Right? So if you doing some higher studies, right? Higher studies කරනවා maths එහෙම අපි explanations. As example, if you doing some calculations that regarding the astronomy, right? Astronomy side, astronomical field, right? It is a huge and beautiful field, the astronomical field, right? The astrophysics, right? So we can explain some theories or some it is based on the theory of physics, and that theory's explanation explained using mathematics, right? So if we explain about the Halley's comet, right? And this is the sun, this is the earth, right? It rotates around the sun, right? Every 72 years, every 72 years, we can see the Halley's comet, right? So it is a calculation, right? The calculation. So the theory, it is based on some physics parts, right? And that its conclusion is made by using this mathematical parts. Okay. Now, in your O-level syllabus, right, I think there are 15, nearly 15 lessons. Right? 15 lessons. Am I correct? There are 15 lessons you have to study in physics syllabus. Right? So today I'm not going to explain about such lessons one by one. Right? I will explain that you use you apply the physics theory in your day-to-day life. Right? So science or physics is based on some evidence, right? So then the evidence that based on scientific base, right? The scientific base, right? And I base maybe the natural world or some artificial things, right? Artificial things means some objects made by human. It is artificial, but all of the objects are include to the nature, the part of the nature, right? Okay, so if I ask from you, can you tell me, right? What are the physics theories, physics incidents that you use in your day-to-day life? Day-to-day life. Can you tell me some examples? Okay. Let's start at the morning. In the morning, in your bed, if you wake up, right? And what should you do? Get down from the bed and switch on the light, right? So switch on the light. Switch on. Switch on light. And switch on the light. The room light. Right? Is there any physics theories applied? Applied? Yes. If you switch on the light, right? You switch on the light here, right? There is a bulb. Switch on. You can see, right? The bulb is on, right? So the current, if you switch on the switch, right? You open the switch and the current go through the wire and the bulb gets on, right? The bulb gets on. That theory is based on current electricity. Right? You know, if you switch on the light, but it's still not on, but it is still at your if your room is at dark. What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of that? Maybe there are some short inside some wire, or the filament is disconnected. So there's some short inside the socket, right? So here, so you switch on. Suppose this is a conductor, right? All the conductor wires are connected here. You switch on here. You switch on. What happened? So this is, suppose this is a conductor. I magnify it, right? Suppose here is a bulb, right? I will magnify the wire, conducting wire, right? So conducting wire, there are some electrons and some ions, metal ions, right? Some electrons and positive atoms. inside the wire. Right? If I switch on, right, what happened? The potential difference is occurred between terminals in the wire, right? The electrons are negative charge, so the electrons move to the positive terminal of the potential difference. So electrons are moved to the left side. As a result of that, the current move to the right side. Right? Then finally it comes towards the bulb, and bulb get on. Right? So next, what's next step? You switch on the bulb, then you go to the washroom and maybe brush your teeth, right? So brush your teeth. So while you brush your teeth, and you use to brush your teeth the toothpaste, right? And toothpaste you use. If you brush your teeth, what's happened? It is collisions. So many collisions are happening between your the brush and your teeth, right? Then what's happened? The friction forces occurred. Right? Then that friction force is reduced by the toothpaste, and also it clear some if there are some germs in, deposited in your on yourself inside your mouth, right? It can be removed. So here it is a friction. Here it is a current, right? Then the mother give to you a cup of tea, right? So cup of tea. Right? If you drink it, it is very hot, right? So you feel the heat. The applications of heat, the theory of heat applied at that moment, right? So you can see some convectional currents move to the upwards, right? And you keep beside that cup of tea if it is too hot, then after a few seconds, a few minutes, it get cool, right? Then you can drink it. Right? The heat is lost, right? Then next, what is the next? So if you suppose if you walking, right, on the floor, right, like that, right? Okay, you're walking like this, right? So the friction force applied between your legs, your toes, and the floor, right? Friction force applied. I will explain about how the friction force occurred at that moment, right? So the friction force. Friction force is applied at that moment. If there is no friction, what happened? If the friction is zero, what happened? We can we walk the normal way? No, we cannot walk. We slip, right? The friction, the importance of friction is, right. So the friction is maybe is helpful to us, or at some moment it is a barrier for us. As example, the friction. So as to we run to walk, the friction is help to the human, to the man, right? But if the engine, right? So if the engine or machine is used, right? What happened? Some parts of that machine is worn out, right? So it is a barrier for him, or some disadvantage of the friction, right? So you can see if some the athletic person, right? So you use some boots, right? There are some nails, right? The nails applied the front side, right? Because if you run, right? You run, how, right? Look at your legs. You run, the legs are dragged backwards. Then get the force by the, if you drag the flow, and the reaction force applied on you by the flow, then you can move it. Right? Then you can move. Right? If you not drag, or if you not exert the force to the backside, right, to backwards, and you drag, and you drag your legs to the forward. Can you walk or run fast? No. Right? If you want to run faster, right, you have to apply, you have to exert force to the down to the backward direction much harder, right? So in the athletic, so some muscles of legs, right? The muscles of legs are some the coaches are know how to improve the strength of muscles inside the leg, right? So that's so here it is based on some physics part also, right? And we call the techniques, right? In the sports, we use techniques, no? In the cricket also, right? You can see in those days in the T20 World Cup, right? Sometimes the commentators mention what a technique, what a timing, right? Technique. So if you apply a force, right, that object, right, or suppose you apply, if you want to shot a six, right? So if you apply that force, right, regularly or a correct way, right, you can pull that, you can push, right, that ball outside the boundary area. So so improving techniques mean improving the physics part inside that sport, right? At the gymnastic, If you improving the technique, mean you improve the physics that hidden inside that sport. Coaches are known that, right? Sportsmen are not an idea about the techniques, but the coaches are known very well. That's why the good sportsmen need good coaches, right? So then you walk on the floor. The friction is applied, right? So friction is a part of the physics part, right? And you have to learn. So, then if you ready to leave to the school, right? You're ready to depart from home to the school, right? Suppose the school bus, right? The school bus, then you inside the school bus, right? Then you can see there's a bend, right? There's a bend in front. Suppose this is the upper view of the bend, right? If the bus is take the bend, right? To which direction, right? To which direction it is tend to move you, tend to move the inside the bus. Suppose if you are in here, the bus, if the bus take the and take this bend, right here, it tends to move away from the bend, right? We call the centripetal force are applied on you, right? The rotational motion, the theory of rotational motion. There are major three kind of motions in the universe. What are they? Linear motion. Then linear motion, if you throw the ball, right? You throw a ball, this is the linear motion, right? And projectile motion also the part of the linear motion, right? You hit the 6, right? You hit 6 like that, right? Ball, the path of the ball is like that. In those days, you can see some diagrams that draw, right? Suppose Kushal Mendis, right? You can see some how to score the runs, right? You can see some projectile path that score the 6 runs. It shows the score of 6 runs, and it is the shape of that motion is projectile. Other motion, the next motion is rotational motion. Rotational motion. Rotational motion. As an example, the rotational motion. If there's a gun, right? If you the bullet. The bullet is rotate, right, in the bullet's axis, around its axis, right, around its axis, and apply a linear path. Right? So bullet has both motions, the linear motion as well as rotational motion, right? So if the bullet is moves, right? Bullet moves, right, like this, right? Not like this. It rotates. It is its own axis, right? It rotates its own axis, not like this, right? It rotates its own axis and move, right? So it can. That's the reason. If you some bullet hits here, right? Now it is rotate its own axis and ejected from here, right? Here maybe the hole of the bullet can be small, but here it is very huge, right? So that's the reason, the rotational motion, and you can see there's some tornadoes, right? Some tornadoes are the rotational application of rotation motion, right? And then the next motion type, right? First one is linear motion, another is rotational motion, third one is not loose motion, right? Simple harmonic, right? Instance says said loose motion. You can categorize loose motion to linear motion, right? Simple harmonic. So simple harmonic motion means if such a motion is doing the same motion with the time, right? The motion that occurs or doing the same thing, right, with the time. Example, simple pendulum. Right? If I pull to here, then release, and it move like this. Harmonic, simple harmonic motion. Right? You can see there are some clocks, right? But some ancient, antique clocks. You can see some Barton pendulums here. It move. Right? Simple harmonic motion. Right? Those are examples for type of motion. There are three motions. Then discuss about the way how to or the theory that apply when the vehicle, the bus, is take a bend and the passengers inside the bus is tend to move opposite direction of the curvature of bend, right? So it is centripetal force, and then suppose you move the same way, and you can see some color lights, right? You can see some color lights. So, what are the theory applied inside the color light? There are some LED bulbs. You look at closely if you are walking in the street. right? You can see some color lights. Look at closely, right? What type of lights include inside that cover, right? This LED bulb, diodes, light emitting diodes, right? And also there are some transistors, right? The transistors also include inside the color light, right? That's why it can change the color to the time. So it is applied the electronic side here. Now today's, the field of electronics is developed huge way, right? Not in the Sri Lanka, right? Not in the Sri Lanka. Right? If some the Japan or Dubai, right? There are some bullet trains, electric trains, right? So maglev trains. Right? So what is the theory that apply in the maglev trains? All are the gift from physics. This is the application of physics, right? Suppose this is a railway track. This is the maglev train, right? Right. So here it is a track. Right? Then by the train is lifted up, right? Train lifted up by the magnetic field, right? There's a huge current flowing through the track, right? And it as a result of that, there are some another extra theories applied in here, right? The basic theories applied here is if the current is passed through the track and there's a metallic cover that made the maglev train used to make the metal and get lifted, right? The magnetic field is generated and it gets lifted. Then it is not touching, right? There's no touch between train track and the train. In Sri Lankan trains, there are some wheels, so many wheels, and the energy lost to the friction and heat. If here it is no loses to the loses as the energy not loses as sound and friction, right? So the engine power can be applied to the total engine power can be applied to the motion of train. But here in Sri Lanka, right, according to the conservation of energy, right? So very beautiful. The physics is very beautiful. Suppose the physics is as a table. How many legs as the table? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So physics is based on if 4 legs as this table. Right? There are 4 conservation laws: energy conservation, conservation of linear momentum, conservation of angular momentum, conservation of charge. Right? Those are the important conservation laws, right? So that conservation laws are bear the theory of physics, right? So according to the conservation of energy. So energy cannot be destroyed or produced. The energy is converted to some forms to another form. So here in Sri Lanka, Kumari, right, like that, Jali Devi, right? They are moving on the wheels. So the engine power, right? Engine power, the engine is produce the power and give to the train to rotate the wheels, right? The engine power or energy to the wheels, rotating to the wheels. Then to work the actually here it is engine power to the engine. Here is the engine. Here is the fuel power. Fuel is inside the engine, then engine is rotated, then another is given to the wheel, and here also given to the friction. Right? So the friction, there are huge friction between track and the wheel, right? And as a result of that, the huge heat is generated, right? Huge heat is generated. You can boil the egg. Right? You can boil the egg after the train is pass your way. So then ඔගොල්ලෝ දැන් train එකක් යනවා. ඊට පස්සේ බිත්තරයක් කඩලා දැම්මොත් බිත්තරේ වදිනවා. Don't try it. Or try it wrong. Don't try it. අර හිරේ යන්න වෙයි. නිකන් කිව්වේ ඒ තරම් heat එකක් generate. So the efficiency of fuel power is very low. But here just the fuel power only due to the engine power. Not to the wheel, there's no wheel, there's no friction. That's the main reason for that. Maybe it is the velocity of maglev is 400 kilometers per hour. That's the major reason for containing such type of huge velocity. Right. Finally, we discuss about the color lights. Okay. If you moving inside the bus, right? The bus is maybe apply the brakes, right? What happened? If you sit on the chair or seat, if bus is apply the brakes, right? You will be moved to the forward, right? Will move to forward. So we call the inertia. Inertia, right? The reluctance of inertia means the reluctance of change the motion. So you here you move at rest, right? Only the bus is moving. You are sitting on the seat, and so the reluctance of your is you reluct to move, right? So if the bus is applied, right, but the velocity of bus is applied on you, right? So if brake is applied and now you are moving, suppose the velocity of the bus is 50 kilometers per hour, Your velocity also 50 kilometers per hour. Right? So you relax to rest. But if you apply, if the bus driver is apply the brakes, and as a result of that, bus get stopped, right? You relax to stop, right? But vehicle is stopped. What happened? You move to forward, right? Move forward direction, right? Okay. Suppose the bus driver switch on the radio. Right? Suppose there's a radio inside the bus, switch on the radio. What happened? The radio, and switch on the radio. The frequency of radio waves, right, propagate through the air, right, and move to your ears, right? Then you can hear it. So here it is radio waves or waves. Application of waves. Then if you hang your school bag and then get down from the bus, then suppose your school, the classroom is located in the third floor, right? Third floor. You hang your bag and you have to move up to third floor. What happened? To here, the weight or the energy you have to do against the gravity. You have to do some work against the gravity. So you can see we consider about some applications that occur in the natural or natural phenomena. Right? The rainbow, right? So rainbow is the application that occur due to refraction of water droplets. Refraction. Refraction. If you know those theories, right? If you know those physics theories, you can good. You can enjoy some incidents actually, some phenomena. Right? You know the rainbow, right? So you can imagine and visualize how it is created. You know it, right? You can imagine like that. So the white ray is insert to the droplets and deviate to the 7 colors, right? Then it helps to make the and then refracted, then makes to occur the rainbow, right? Then you can feel before the raining, right? Before the raining, you can feel some inconvenience to your body or some hot feeling. You can feel hot before the raining. After raining, you can cool down and be feeling cold if raining more, right? After huge raining, right? Before the raining, right? some sweats coming, right? It's tired and some inconvenience, right? Why? The reason, right? So atmospheric pressure, it is right. So we call hygrometry, right? Hygrometry. It is based on the theory of the hygrometry. So if you want to in your childhood, right? Your mother is if you want to drink a cup of tea, right? So mother poured the tea into the plate or dish, right? The dish and that at that moment, right? The surface area that exposed to the surround, right, is larger than the surface area that exposed with that tea inside the cup, right? So it is cooled down quickly than the inside, including inside the cup, right? So those are some. There are many explications. I will explain further. Right before it, right? I explained there are 15 lessons you have to learn, right, in your O-level syllabus. It's very easy. I will draw some mind maps to you, right? I will show some short notes to you now, right? Right? This is a mind map, right? So I will explain theories using those mind maps, right? So, I design to every lesson those type of mind maps. So it will very help to you to design such type of short notes, right? Then you can go through the such type of short notes before the exam date also. Exam එකට කලින් දවසෙත් ඔයගලන්ට ඒක follow කරන්න. දැන් follow. ඔව් exam දවස් උදේ උනත් ඔයගලන්ට ওই ටික බලාගත්තා නම් ඒක කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? Right. There are some short notes. Here I will teach you using those short notes, right? I think it is very easy. I think it will be easy to cover the or revise the lesson or revise the syllabus, right? Then we can cover up the syllabus, right, in short term. Then like that. How many short notes, right? The major thing is you have to participate these sessions, right, every day. Participation should be 100%. Right? If you participate every week, I will guarantee the A pass to you. Right? So physics is very easy subject. We consider the other subject, right? Physics is easy. If you grasp the theory part clearly, right? You can solve questions, you can simplify questions very easily. You can substitute that theory to that questions, right? Then I will practice you how to visualize, right? How to visualize some questions. So there are some tips, right? I will give you, right? There are some tips, right? You can improve your visualizing skill, right? And you can do it better. So, okay. Then I will give some tips. Okay. Exam tips. So and tips of the learning. How to learn quickly something. So first of all the readings are based on your eyes. You look at the eyes, then you read. So you have to practice your eyes, right? So eyes is very important organ to improve your skills, right? Skills mean the memorization. It's actually in Sri Lankan education based on the memorization. How memorize? Which students can memorize more? Which one has a good memorize? Not the practical way. Right? That should be changed, right? That method should be changed, right? But at least you are very valuable, right, to us, right? So to Sri Lankan also, bulan saya වටිනවා රටට අද තමන් වටින්නේ නැහැ කියලා හිතන්න එපා. Negative, we don't think negative feelings, right? Never as a joke. So a joke එකකට negative feelings හිතන්න එපා, right? Because mind is not understanding. You think that joke, that thing, that negative feeling as a joke or as a serious, right? So mind cannot be identified, right? So every time, right, you have to think positive. You're the best. I'm the best. I'm very good. I'm good. I have good knowledge. I have good memory skill. I have good simplification skill. I'm the best, right? Like that. Right? The best. Yes, I can. Right? We have a goal. A goal at the end, right? Target at the end, right? All my sports are කරනවා sports එකේ හොඳට මේ ලෝකේ කිසිම ෆීල්ඩ් එකකින් හරිද ඕනම ෆීල්ඩ් එකක් ගත්තොත් ඒ ෆීල්ඩ් එකේ ක්ලයිමැක්ස් එක උඩටම ගිහිලා තියෙන්නේ උඩටම මහන්සි වෙච්චයි. ඒක වෙනුවෙන් කමිට්මන්ට් එක million% දීපුවයි. right? මේ නිකන් විතර කවුරුත් හිතන් වලට එලා නැහැ බිල් ගේට්ස්. right? එතකොට ජැක් මා ඊලන් මස්ක් right? මොන කීයද? එතකොට උසේන් බෝල්ට්, Michael Phelps, Sanjay Jayasuriya, Virat Kohli, Roshan Mana, practice Tasit Man, practice, more practice, right? A field එක තමන් සිලෙක්ට් කරපු field එක හොඳටම practice, right? Not only the sportsman, not only the scientist, right? So if you want to make what you call the benchmark, right? You have to, if you follow some field or මොකරි field එකකින් යනවනේ ඉස්සරහට. ඒ ambition එක ඇතිනේ. right? I ask, what is your ambition? Sir, I be the doctor, I be the engineer, I be the pilot, I be the scientist, I be the lawyer. So many ambitions, right? But මොන යත් එක climax එකටම ඉද්දට ඒකට නිකම් බෑ. ඒක commitment එක බැරි නෑ. උල දක්ෂයි මාරු විදියට දක්ෂයි ඒක. හරි. උල මාරු විදියට දක්ෂයි. ඔයගොල්ලන් අපි වටිනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ වටිනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ දැනුම ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ skills ලංකාවට ඕන. හරි. ඉතින් තමන් ගැන විශ්වාසය තියන්න. හරි. ඒ දේ හරියට කරන්න ස්පෝර්ට්ස් කරන්න වෙන දේවල් කරන්න හැබැයි ප්‍රයොරිටි එකත් ඒ අතර ඇකඩමික් වලටත් දෙන්න. ඒක ලස්සන එතකොට ඇකඩමික් කරලා දැන් ඔය මෙඩිකල් ෆැකල්ටි කියලා දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ක්‍රිකට් ගහනවා කියලා දැන් ස්කූල් ටීම් එක සෙල්ලම් කරනවා. හරි. කොහොමද මෙඩිකල් ෆැකල්ටි එකේ ෆැකල්ටි ටීම් එකට සෙල්ලම් කරනවා chance එකක් හම්බෙන්නේ. නේද? ඔය මෙඩිකල් ෆැකල්ටි එකෙන් යන්න බෑ. මෙඩිසින්ස් ඩිරෙක්ටර්ලා තමයි යන්නේ. ඉංජිනේර ෆැකල්ටි එකට යන්න පුළුවන්. නේ? ඒ ෆැකල්ටි එකට මොන තරම් තියෙනවා? හරිද? ක්‍රිකට් සෙල්ලම් කරපු ගොඩක් අය කෙලින්ම ඉතින් chance තියෙනවා කෙලින්ම ෆැකල්ටි ටීම් එකකටම ගහන්න chance තියෙනවා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. නේ? ඔයගේ ඒ ෆීල්ඩ් එකක් තියෙනවා නම් හරි මේකේ යන්න ඔයගොල්ලෝ ස්විමින් කරනවා නම් එහෙම චෙස් කරනවා නම් යන්න ඒ උඩටම යන්න. ඉතින්ලා අර ඒ ලෙවල් හොඳට පාස් වෙලා කැම්පස් යන්න රෙඩි කරා. මොකද කැම්පස් ඒ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක ගන්න. ඒක තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ සේම් ඒජ් අය ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හම්බෙන අන්තිම වතාව. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ සෝෂල් වුණාට පස්සේ සොසයිටි එකට ආවට පස්සේ ජොබ් කරන්න මොකක් හරි තැනකට දැන් ඔය ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක් කියලා. ડોක්ටර් කෙනෙක් විදියට ඔයගොල්ලෝ යන හොස්පිටල් එකනේ. හොස්පිටල් එකේ තින්නේ නර්ස්ලා ගේ වයස එකක්, වර්කර්ස්ලා ගේ වයස තව එකක්, ලෙඩුන්ගේ වයස තව එකක්. කීක වයසකට කට්ටිය ඉන්නේ. එතකොට සේම් ඒජ් එන අන්තිම ස්ටේජ් එක තමයි කැම්පස් එක. හරි සේම් ඒජ් අය ලේසියිනේ ගනුදෙනු කරන්නේ. අදහස් එකයිනේ. ඩිෆරන්ට් වුණාම තමයි කේස්. ඒ නිසා ඔයගොල්ලන් කියන්නේ හොඳ එම් එකක් දැම්ම තියාගන්න. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ මාස්ටර් මේ මාසය වැඩ කරොත් 9s කියන්නේ nothing. හරි? nothing. ඉතින් ඒකට නිකම් බෑ මාන්සි වෙන්න ඕනේ. මේ දෙක හරියට එන්න හොඳට අහන් ඉන්න. මොකද ලියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. හොඳට අහන් ඉන්න. කනක් කියලා දෙයක් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? හරි? ඇස් දෙකෙන් බලන් ඉඳලා හොඳට අහන් ඉන්න. හොඳට කොට දාගන්න පුළුවන්. Okay. I will give some tips. Flashlight. There are some tips. First tip is flashlight. Flashlight. It means, right? You read some book or some article, right? Keep your pen, right? Then you can go through that sentence, focusing, right? So it makes the skill of it may increase your skill of focusing, right? After doing some try to follow that method 21 days continuously. දවස් 21ක් continuously කරලා බලන්න. You will be addicted. හොඳ දේවල් addict වුණාට කමන්නේ. නරක දේවල් වලට. ඊට පස්සේ මේක ඕනේ නැහැ. ඊට පස්සේ නිකන්. Right? The flashlight. Second, first one is flashlight mode. Then it is better you can read loudly. Not in yourself to hear to only to yourself. But I need to read loudly. It's not you want. So then second one visualize it. Visualization. Right? If some in the question, suppose some question is given the question, right? If the question is given in your paper, read it. Then suppose is mentioned about there's a 2 car, right? And there's a one lorry and one bus, right? You have to imagine it. Right? Then it moves by x speed, other one is y speed, right? So there's a it moves towards the right side, and the bicycle moves to left side, and is collision right there. You have to visualize, right? It will improve your visualization skill, and it will help to apply some theories to the questions, and it will help to understanding some parts, right, easily, right? Visualize. Then deep practice. Deep practice. Deep practice means suppose it is normally most of the teachers are say it is better you can, if you're doing the paper, right, it's better you can start with the easy one. Actually it is the best way, right? So please follow that steps in your exams, right? But there's a way you can improve your another skill by selecting the hard questions first, right? Suppose in a paper there are some 4 questions, some 4 essay questions, right? And all 4 questions are compulsory. All 4 questions are compulsory. You start to read the first one. It's very hard. Seems like hard. So you neglect it and read the second one. Second one is look like the easy. Then you start with the 2. Right? Then 3 is much harder. Then 4 is easy. And first you start complete 2. Then you finish the 4. Then start to do the 1. And then after that 3. Right. Then it is a normal way. The deep practice means if you start with the first one, first is hard, right? You can suppose the first one is hard, right? You can read the question and visualize, right? You have to follow this one, flashlight mode and visualization. But the answer, how, if you have no idea about how to solve that question, right? Again, read it again. As a second instance, right? So then you try to solve one time, then the second time. If you cannot do it, just keep it. Right? Try කරන්න. දෙවෙනි පාරක් කියවලා හදන්න පුළුවන්ද කියලා. But keep that theory inside your brain. Skip to the second one. Why I told like that? Right? If you're doing the easy questions, your subconscious mind, right? Your subconscious mind is processing inside your mind, right? Normal like easy one, easy. You can do it your normal way. Subconscious mind is active inside your mind, right? Subconscious mind is some hardest questions, some hardest implications are doing using that subconscious mind. Subconscious mind එකට මුලදී දීලා තිබ්බනම් පණිවිඩයක් මෙහෙම එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා. සිම්පල් ඒවා හදන අතර සුලේ subconscious mind එකෙන් try කරනවා අරක හදන්න. ඔය සිම්පල් එක හදනකොට ඔයාලා එනවා අන්න පොඩි hint එකක් එනවා මේ පළවෙනි question එක හදන්න. ඒ වගේ දේවල් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right? That's right. Then the fourth tip is I will give some tips as a fourth one, exam strategies. Some exam strategies. So, some exam strategies. The first one, read the. We can start with the most difficult question and then read the twice the question, right? Twice the question. Then it is help to the exam study under exam study. It help you can solve by the reverse way, reverse method. Right? I will explain about the reverse method in the upcoming lessons, right? Then this the fifth one, right? So most of the students said to me, so physics is very boring subject, science is very boring subject, maths is very boring, very hard subject. Maybe you don't know what is the science, what is the maths, but you heard from some ayya and akka. අයියලා අක්කලා කියන නිසා ඒක අමාරුයි කියලා හිතනවා ඔබ. නේද? ඒතකොට එක්කෙනෙක්ට අමාරුක හැමෝටම අමාරු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නේ? ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතාගෙන ඉවරයි. අමාරු ඇති. නේ? If it's feeling boring, right? You have to apply that theories to the real world. Maybe remove. It has to remove some remove the boring. Okay. So there are some. These are some. Those are some tips. You can. This helps to increase your theoretical knowledge, right? Or logical knowledge, right? So I think that's enough for today, because today is the starting day. I will start to teach the first lesson by using short note and plan to doing some questions, right? Questions කරන්න හිතන් ඉන්නවා. ඒ questions ටික කරාම ඊට එහා දෙයක් අහන්නේ නැහැ. ඔයලොල්ලල. ඒක කරාම ඇති. හරි ඒ විදිහට තමයි plan කරලා තියෙන්නේ. right? ඒකට යාළුවෝ ඉන්නවනේ යාළුවන්ට කියන්න. reunion එක next week වලින් ඉඳන් හරියට 7 to 9. දැන් මුත් ලියන්න කරන්න ඕන හොඳට අහන් ඉන්න. ඕන question එක දැන් දුන්නම question ටික දැම්මම ඒ ටික answer එක ඒ වෙලාවේ හදලා දාන්න ලියන්න පොඩි මොකක්ද අයින් කරපු පොතක් පාවිච්චි කරන්න. ඕකේ එහෙනම් මම අදට ඒ පාඩම ඉවර කරනවා. එහෙනම් හැමෝටම right, good night.